Welcome back to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex and today we're going to be taking a look at Knockout City on the Nintendo Switch. It's the latest online multiplayer, but how does it play and can it stand alongside, the kings of the genre? Well, hit subscribe if you love the Switch, as much as we will do here, join our growing family, and let's get started. So Knockout City was a game I didn't really have all that much interest in, honestly. It struck me as something with a limited lifespan from the coverage I had seen, and I honestly questioned its depth. Then I got my hands on the beta a few months back, and not only did it turn me into someone who was, excited for this full release, but I absolutely felt the addiction through that limited window. In fact, I rarely put the game down. Well, now we have the full release, and I'll put it out there now up front, I am seriously impressed. The game, first off, it comes with 5 different modes that take place over 5 maps. The modes, we'll go through them quickly. We've got Team KO, which is simple, 10 knockouts gets the win. It's the first of 2 rounds. Diamond Dash, same idea, but when you get knocked out, you drop diamonds. It's the first team to pick up 30 points. The modes then, those ones, they are 3 versus 3, but if you want to dial the intensity up, there is a new mode coming called Ball Up Brawl. It's going to be 4 versus 4, but the catch there is no ball, so you must throw each other. Finally, then, wrapping out modes, we do get a couple of 1v1 modes, or at least one's 1v1. Full transparency though, again, as I said, look, Ball Up Brawl is not yet available, so I have not played it myself. What I like about this game though is it's the accessibility factor. It truly is a case of easy for anyone to come along, pick it up and play it, thanks to what are simple and intuitive controls, but there's still enough depth here to keep you coming back if you want to invest some serious time just kind of mastering it. Basically when you start, you'll just kind of run around, find a ball, throw it naturally. Maybe you'll dodge an attack occasionally, or maybe you'll perform a defensive catch. Feels absolutely badass when you pull it off. The further you get into it though, the more you're going to want to push these advanced techniques like faking a throw, understanding the speed of the ball, or even curving it at your opponent. From here as well though, you'll start to understand the special balls, and these are a blast with 5 currently on offer. There's a bomb ball, a cage ball that traps your opponent, so you can use them as a weapon against your foes, or even my favourite is just throw them straight off the map. There's a moon ball, it basically gives you extra abilities and gravity doesn't mean anything to you. The multi-ball gives you 3 balls to attack with in a chain, and then finally the sniper ball, a long range attack, and that tracks your opponents. It's just incredibly satisfying though. The action can become just a chaotic mess of dodgeballs flying all over the place, and you're doing everything in your power to not only get a ball in your hands, but understand what is heading towards you and where from. The game gives you some nice visual clues on screen to nudge you and say, you're about to get screwed, but all of this just takes practice and patience to get used to, and some of them are going to require near immediate reactions. Matches though, they've constantly been close and rarely clean sweeps. My next step up for this one, and it's going to be getting into a squad now I can grow alongside. As the game, it presents you with an option to pass the ball. It's a little complicated when you join a team as a solo player and you have no idea of someone's strengths and weaknesses. It's all going to come down to communication. On team play though, here I will say it does support voice chat, but it also has crossplay for PC, PS4, Xbox and the Switch, so community strength here should never be an issue. You even get some options here on the Switch where you can choose performance or graphics. The graphical, obviously much crisper, but 30 frames per second. Performance, it builds things up to 60 FPS, but there's a heavy blur to the image. I'm going to show you that on screen right now. You want to be serious though and competitive, there's no question, performance is going to be the way to go. Alongside the gameplay then, the maps add for some nice variety as they play into the futuristic setting here, from platforms that move to wrecking balls to my personal favourite, that is transportation tubes that give me Futurama vibes. Learning the maps, that should be next on your list to crushing your opponents. I do wish there were more maps, honestly. That's the one thing I will say. It's not going to kind of take you long, to see everything this one has to offer in this selection. Alright then, when it comes to menus then, this one's based around a hub world where you can go through training, you can customize your character's outfits, you can choose from a selection of different characters, you can even practice some throws against a test dummy. It's also worth knowing microtransactions, they are here, but it is purely cosmetic, which is more than fine with me. The problem I have though on the back of this, I can't shake the feeling this could easily have been intended as a free to play, and instead they opted for pay up front. I'm not sure if that was honestly the best decision, and with limited content currently, you're not going to really be getting a huge amount here. Now sure, like the different builds of the game you can buy, they throw in like a whole lot of, you know, cosmetics, in-game currency, but that may not be for you, and it feels a little weird in today's market of just like booming free-to-plays. This would have been a perfect one to kind of join that crowd. Overall though, look, it has a good roadmap ahead of it with modes, characters, maps and cosmetics all to come, and I can't deny, really enjoyed this one. I've been having a blast with it playing it online. I do however suspect this one could go free to play in the future, and this is almost like an early access idea that we've not been told about. That said, I got hours of entertainment from the beta, and so far it's the same thing here with full release. Hopefully though, from here it's onwards and upwards, and until then I'll be grinding away, just building up that XP and level. So graphically, as I said, 2 modes visually. The majority I played in graphical. I couldn't handle the blurred downgrade, and yes, what I lost in frame rate I felt like I gained back with visibility on my opponents that were in the distance. Hopefully in the future they can find a more forgiving balance between the 2 strengths. The worlds though, the designs, the characters, all of it super vivid and cartoony, and I really like the design they've gone for. They are relatively small maps though, I will say that, but what that means is the action is never more than just a few seconds away. But when I did get to, you know, look around, they've really kind of piled in the like secrets and interesting moments to find. Cosmetics, honestly not my thing, but if it is, we're gonna get a rotating option to kind of experiment with. Outside of that though, no real issues. The odd bit of clipping and some of the maps can prove a little frustrating to learn, as I fell plenty of times to my death, but that's all kind of part of the learning curve. Audio finally, and there's not a huge amount to it, but what there is I do like. An over-the-top announcer has a few brief lines, never outstays his welcome though. The balls sound heavy and each comes with their own unique spin on, you know, their power. And then the music I really do like. It's got this almost electro kind of jazz vibe that plays into the game's almost futuristic 1950s style. I don't think audio wise you'll be disappointed though, and I really actually hope with future updates they not only of course add in new attack sounds that come with, you know, the different like whatever they're going to introduce down the line, but maybe new music as well, just to kind of accompany whatever they have in store for us. So the final verdict, and I think it's clear I'm having fun with this one, and I think that's also what separates it from the pack somewhat. You know, Apex Legends, Fortnite, they can be so serious at points, and no doubt this one will grow eventually a competitive audience down the line, or at least hopefully it will. But for me, it's been just more about kind of chilling out and just kind of going with the flow and not taking, you know, the things so seriously. I've kind of enjoyed that mental break almost, though. It feels like the game knows this as well, and it kind of plays into it with its ideas. You know, you lose, you're never more than like 30 seconds away from the next match kind of starting, and it also doesn't go out of its way to kind of remind you that you suck and you should probably just quit. I appreciate that. The only question I have now is though, how long till this is free to play, because I see no reason why they wouldn't want to go down that path. A great 8 out of 10 from me. It's pretty restricted in the content as it stands, but they have a lot planned in the roadmap already, and no doubt as long as player numbers are good, we have a lot to look forward to, and I'll absolutely be there for the ride. With that, a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. If you do want to check that out for yourself, I have linked it in the video description down below. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.